Legend of War here, and today we've got a saving and disaster battle playing as Ironbrow's Expedition, where normally I wouldn't take on a disaster battle if it's an auto-resolve win, but it's a really bad auto-resolve where lots of units get wiped out. Now this is a particularly interesting scenario because the AI makes use of an exploit that I did a fair bit when I was playing as Settra. Because of Settra's magic, the Law of Nehekara, he's able to restore the ammunition of units, specifically the Ushabti Greatbow. Now these units here are by far the most dangerous units for this army here because we don't really have any good means with which to get rid of them. They outrange anything that is actually able to dish out damage. And the only unit that we have that outranges them is the Goblobbers, and they're not good at taking them out. Anyway, we got about 2 full stacks here, and that's about even to what they've got. Let's jump in here and see what we can do. That being said, it looks like we've been under siege for a turn or two. So the goal here is twofold. One, win, which the guy said he couldn't win the battle manually. And the second thing is try to make sure no units get wiped out. Because if half our units get wiped out, then why don't we just auto-resolve it? Now, we need to try to snipe Settra as early as possible. But that can be a little bit tricky because he'll have a lot of resistances. And if he's moving around a lot, that can make it difficult to hit him. Now, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll set up a position right here thinking that you need to hold the choke points. Now if you've got reinforcements coming in from the side, that actually makes no sense at all, so we're way better off coming over to here. Sometimes just because you can hold a choke point doesn't mean that you should, so it'd be good if we could hit them at the start, but I don't need to be out, no, not by much basically. Okay, I'll put that in a control group because I'm going to be using that. So what we want to be doing here is having the garrison units take the brunt of the damage to begin with. But we also need to watch out for Tomb Swarm because that'll do a fair bit of damage. Checkerboarding up our infantry will just make it a little bit more difficult for the AI to, you know, hit 3 units at once with the Tomb Swarm. Because if they pop it down on us, I'm not really going to be paying attention to where they're doing that, because it's not that important to try to dodge it. But at the same time, we don't want, 20 of our units getting hit with it. So we need to spread out a little bit. Okay, now with the guns, they need to make sure that they've got a good line of sight for what's coming down this way. As for these guys here, they don't need as much of a line of sight. Now, the Tomb Swarm ability is magic attack, so having a lot of spell resistance does help the dwarves out here. It's not going to totally wreck us right from the get-go. Now, when the Ushabti come around over here, we have to keep some things in mind. They're not just going to shoot at the closest unit, they're going to shoot at the highest value unit. So those units are the Skulder Guard, the Goblobbers, and possibly the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers. And from this army here, they would target the Gyro Bomber, the Skyhammer. So we just got to be mindful of that. So popping this unit over here, it's just going to get wiped out. We should try to keep it as far back here as possible. Now this unit here, if I put it back here, I'm not going to be able to use it to begin with. But as they start to advance, we might want to move it back a little bit. Now the Carnosaur here, they'll aim at this to begin with, but at least this is the only unit that I can use to dodge it. That's another thing as well. A lot of people will be asking right now, what? How does the dwarves have a Carnosaur? Every single time I get a disaster battle or something sent in where we see this Carnosaur, always get questions about it. So just in case you don't know and you've never played Ironbrow's Expedition, throughout their campaign you go and get ancestor artifacts or whatever, and then they unlock various abilities and units. So the Yoked Carnosaur is one of those units. It's essentially a regiment of renown that you can only recruit one of. If it gets killed, wait 10 turns, you can recruit it again. But only Ironbrow's Expedition can get it. Now, the thing is as well, is that I think it's something that only the player will ever get. Okay, now, let's get to this. So the reason why we want to set this guy up front, see, look, yeah, he's casting spells already. Which, with the Law of Nehekara, sort of bug, even if they're at full ammunition, it's still going to actually give them more ammunition. So the only way it's not going to give them ammunition is if they're damaged. They have to be at absolute full strength. Now you can see here that unit is dodging our shots. The AI is a lot better at dodging artillery ammo than it used to be, so it might be better to aim at the ground as opposed to anything else. So we can see here, if they cast another spell, you'll see its ammunition increase. So we're going to try to snipe Settra as soon as possible. Okay, so they popped the thing down over here. And it did hit quite a few units. There's no point trying to move out of the way. Once it's hit you, it's hit you. Yeah, I should spread out a little bit more. Problem is, you don't want to be too spread out, or else they're not going to be firing at stuff when they come in. Sometimes you just have to suck up those abilities. I mean, we're not blobbed up, it's just that we're not super wide. And it's probably better if they hit the missile unit line, because that's the one that's least likely to take damage to begin with. We really need these guys here to hold as long as possible. And at the end of the day, it didn't inflict any casualties. So you can see we got 9 kills so far with this. And how much damage? A little bit. But yeah, the AI is just really good at dodging those shots. We can restore our ammunition. Okay, our reinforcements are right. Let's move you back. And we'll just try to get surface as best we can. Yeah, I want you being at front there. Get ready for Settra, so use your ability. I'll need... Come over here, you come over here. Alright, in they come. But yeah, you watch as they target the Scolder Guard and the Skyhammer. So this army here is on force march as well. Move up. Get these two up front, because they can tank really well. Now, this is one of the main benefits to not setting up in front of their army. See these guys here? All these Tomb Guards, they're going to be lagging behind. So we're not fighting their full force all at once. Now remember, the best way to use your army most of the time is to use them as a team, to fight as one, not as individual units. Sometimes armies don't work particularly well in the team, but dwarf armies usually do work very well if they fight all together. You don't want any missile units just in the back so far that they're not shooting. How are we going here? See, if I'm doing damage to them and he casts his magic, quite a few units there. And then he casts his magic, but their damage is not going to restore their ammo. Okay, at least that's the two of them dealt with now. Alright, here he comes. We're not really in the best of positions right now. Aim for Settra. Okay, I want all units firing in on Settra, please. Okay, you aim at these guys coming in from over here. Okay, start bringing in these slayers over here. Okay, the Yoked Carnosaur took too much damage. Let's pull it out. Be very careful with this one here. Okay, Settra's almost down, and once he's down, no more restoring ammunition for him. Come on, move them up. We'll just move back a little bit there, you're getting smashed. Come on, you're almost dead, Settra. A little bit more. How we going? Let's try to make sure... Okay, this guy here, let's move him back now. And restore the ammunition of... Did he break? That's okay, he'll come back. Alright, start bringing in the Slayers. He'll come back, he'll be fine. Alright, maybe rush at these Ushabti over here. Yeah, there. Look at that, aim for the Crawlers. Move that back a little bit. Try to keep our damage kind of spread out. Evenly spread out as much as possible. That's why I'm trying to keep the Carnosaur back. Okay, move some of these guys up. Reach fast! Don't need to worry too much about their archers. That's not going to do much. Okay, start restoring ammo, because that's going to restore our balance of power. Cool. Move these guys up. Up. Go over there. Go fight. Dwarves, ready axes! Okay, start bringing these guys up over here. You go around over the side here. Maybe somebody will chase you. Bounce power's looking okay. Move up. We will have vengeance. Yeah, pin these fuckers down so they stop shooting. That's it.
Bring them! Selecting target! Shield bearers, halt! Thunderers! Will do! Obey me!
Okay, looking alright here. Yep, shooting to there. Good, that way the Ushabti's not shooting at him. Nice, 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 nice. Alright, let's go drop some bombs. You coming down here. Drop the shots. Bounce barrel's looking good. No units getting close to getting wiped out. That's nice. Come over here. Okay, kind of sort. Shit. Oh god, like I said, they friggin' aim for it. This unit here is not good against Ushabti. Come on, come on. Let's get these bombs in.
Get moving! I know! Go! Right! Nothing can stop
Alright, cool.
us!
And then just get that one out of there. Cool. Okay, and there's the army losses. Nice. Alright, no units got wiped out, I think. Oh, there they go, after the bloody skulls of guard. Told you that they'd aim for that unit. This one here managed to get a fair bit of damage in. Had to keep it in reserve just to keep it alive. See, I don't know if this is all just emergency. I mean, it does look like emergency armies. I just don't know if he wants to keep them. Main thing here was just try to win it, which we did, and we got a better result than auto-resolve did, which can be difficult to do with dwarfs. But the main thing that we had to do here was, firstly, not stand right in front of them, because you just would have gotten annihilated by the Ushabti. The second thing was try to snipe Settra as quickly as possible, because even if we're in melee with those Ushabti, if they've got all their ammunition, it counts as more balance of power. So getting rid of Settra helps to get them all crumbling and to stop them from having lots of ammo. But they didn't really get a good use to it. That's why also we were trying to get the Goblobbers to damage these units, because it only restores their ammunition when they're at full health. And we can see here no units got wiped out. There you go. That situation is sorted. So there we go. That's the end of this one here, guys. Hope you learnt something. Hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that sub button if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.